All right, welcome. What would it take to have peak performance and effortless emergence at all levels under pressure? That's the question. So I do these live videos to increase the emotional pressure on myself and to treat it as emotional strength training while I use the added energy to create everything I want in life. And because every single thing that I want is on the far side of anxiety, of fear, and this is why I'm here. So I've developed the what I call the white paper method, and using visual thinking, I use purely symbols to draw and redraw my consciousness over and over again. So I record and reintegrate every single day the things I'm working on, right? So I want to stay focused on effortless peak performance, especially under pressure. Everything starts going out the window. So, how do I put this here? What is the symbol for effortless? I don't have a symbol for effortless. So let me just write it here. Effortless peak performance. Okay. And I'm feeling this live video working because the pressure is already on. My mind's already a little mushy and the words are getting harder to speak out loud, especially since I don't have any notes. So I'm going to start as I always start. Usually it is with a single dot and a circle. This is the locus of control. This is my visual field. So I'm mapping what is. Just like Byron Katie is loving what is, I am mapping what is, what exists in this single moment. And this is my visual field. The numbers of reality are reality 1, right here, right in front of me. Reality 2 is if I close my mind, I close my eyes, and I'm thinking about walking somewhere tomorrow, right? I'm not actually doing that in physical reality, so where is it happening? Inside my mind. So that is reality 2. And then, if I am watching movies or a TV show, I am piping in an external reality, and this is reality 3. Then there is the Buddhist reality, reality 0. Nothing's happening. We're all cause and effect. I was always meant to say this. I'm not saying I believe in that reality, but that is one reality I use as a reset. And then if I feel bad, right, I am in either reality -1, -2, or -3. If I'm just scrolling Facebook and I'm actually feeling worse as I keep doing it, well, I'm stuck in an addictive cycle. If I'm just ruminating, reality -2. If I'm right here in this reality, but I feel terrible and it's slowing me down from doing the things I need to do, that's R -1. And if I have sudden fears and worst case scenarios, I put that on my upper left as my fear heads up display. Don't need to take over my entire screen, just put it up there. All right. Then everything I do is anchored on the breath. So this is the one breath meditation. So I draw this over and over and over. Breath. Drop the speed. Posture, which is a social shield. And I let go of emotional effort into effortless action or effortless emergence. So right now, simply by stating those words, I'm putting my attention, this dot, at the effortless part, effortless emergence. I'm hearing myself speak the words. I'm letting go of all effort of trying to do so. And it's kind of weird. It's like, at what point is it still me if I'm not putting in effort? Am I effort? Something to think about. Okay, so that's the one breath meditation. And it works simply by one single breath. Right? I breathe in. I slow down as I'm breathing in, at least by a half. And then I put my body into posture. And I'm always working on my posture. Tilting my head, my chin down and back, straightening my spine. And I'm always working on that because it takes a long time to stretch out the muscles in my neck for me to be in that posture effortlessly. So I'm always working on that. And think about it. Any improvement I can make to my posture, the benefits of it compound every time I'm out, I'm with people, and people see like, wow, it's subconscious. So that's why I continuously work on that. Now, just this moment, I felt like this wave of effort. I was feeling like I was getting tired. And the only reason I feel tired is because I'm using emotional effort. So the game right now, in this moment, is effortless live video. To be on effortless live video, to be talking to myself, and using this as a video diary of where I'm at. Okay, so yesterday I talked about the 4 quadrants of improv. Improvisation versus truth. And I am looking for a way to integrate that into here. And I'm just going to note it here for now. Okay, so this upward axis is truth. The sideways axis is imagination. When I'm arguing with somebody, I already am effortless because I use my truth sense, and I can either feel whether I agree with them or not, and then whatever words that come out of me when I argue, it is utterly effortless. And I don't ever lose because I kind of want to lose, but I can't just give it away. That's not losing, right? It's like, I think I'm right and I think that person's wrong, and I'm going to go all out in trying to prove my case. And if that person proves me wrong, I am more than happy. I'm more than happy to shift my worldview instantly, right? But I can't give it away. So that's why when I'm arguing, I'm very high on truth. truth is all that matters, right? But very low on imagination. I'm not really worried about imagining situations. Once I started doing comedy improv, it is low on truth. We don't really care about is it true or not. We're just making stuff up, right? So then we're high on imagination. We make up stories and we make up new names, characters, and relationships. Like every single scene, it's all improvised, all made up. But that doesn't work for average social situations. You can't just make everything up, right? That's the container of an improv exercise. So I've been looking for how can I bring this high level imagination into a social situation? So social improv, ooh, that's what I've been looking for. So social improv games. And funny enough, by having this quadrant, it implied that there was a low truth and low imagination quadrant. And the example that my computer gave me was social masking, or just masking. You know, imagine somebody says, "Hey, how's it going?" And I go, "Fine." You know, it's boring. It's very low imagination. I'm not imagining anything. And is it really the truth? It's no, we're not really. Again, that social situation may just be asking for just a polite greeting, you know. But um, the framework of truth versus imagination is what I want to. My brain is tripping up a little bit, so I'm going to acknowledge that. And I am coming back here in this moment into effortless emergence. I am not the best speaker in the world. Not yet. Maybe someday I will. I am not the best teacher yet, again. In fact, as of 3 months ago, when I restarted these series of live videos, I was still once again struggling. So I'm reminding myself, like, I have improved exponentially, or whatever amount. I've improved drastically within 3 months of doing this. And that's why I'm committed to continuing to do this, whether I feel like it or not. Just keep going. And if I struggle, it's because I'm trying. I'm putting effort in. It doesn't matter. This now moment is utterly perfect. I am training everything already. I am already on my own peak performance, right here in front of a camera, talking about my concepts. This is it, right? And I'm working towards letting go of emotional effort. And it's interesting to hear my own words as I am saying them. I think that's... I'm hitting a loop. I'm letting go of that loop. Coming back to the now. Speed, right? So those 4 levers, that's why this is so important. These are the 4 primary levers that I control my life with at all times, that we all have control over if we only remember it. Breath, speed, posture, and letting go of emotional effort. And then I ask myself, which reality am I in now? Reality 1, right here. Reality 2, am I daydreaming inside my own brain? Reality 3, am I scrolling Facebook, watching videos? Nothing wrong with that. It could be educational, or it could be me inside my trauma shield avoiding my feelings. So that would probably more be -3. There goes my screen, and I will just call it back. Effortless peak performance. Knowing what to do and doing it. So right now I'm doing these live videos, training my emotions. Let's see where I am on this map. This is the dimensional map. I am training. These are the 5 different games that exist at all times. I'm training my emotions, my emotional strength training right now. It is also social. This is the social world. I'm training my emotional social world with the live videos. Well, here's the physical dimension. Well, this is what exists. This is the symbolic dimension, where all my maps exist. And then this, the middle, is the experiential dimension. Part of the game is to start pulling these dimensions together. So right now in the live video, I am in a social dimension. I am training my emotional dimension. When I am using my iPad white paper, I'm also in the symbolic dimension. And if I'm planning something for the physical dimension, well, this is the whole game. Right? So the peak performance is knowing what to do, knowing the maps, and simply doing it. Here's the other map, the health, wealth, relationship map. And this is the map that shows me the one thing that I'm avoiding even now are the courses on how to make money, to create products online, and then market them. That is the thing that I've been trying to do right now, not right now, but after this video, that I will go straight into because I know that's where my shadow is. Health, wealth, relationships. Those are the 3 pillars to maintain. Health, wealth, relationships. So this morning, this is my this is my health equation. Letting go of emotional effort. Okay. As I'm doing this, I'm also monitoring myself, training the single sequence that it would take for me to be in effortless peak performance at all times. So, once I start feeling myself rush, and I'm not listening to my voice come out effortlessly, I have to drop all the way back to here. I slow down, put my body into posture, Take a deep breath. Let go of all emotional effort. Let me finish this. Into a ground of nothingness. Things just arise from nothing and will return to nothing. Even when there are emotional waves that hit me, I see through the emotional illusions. And then I do a yes and. Okay. Then, the next step is to know what to do. Know what to do and do it. If I'm not doing that, there's something stopping me. So decrease emotional blocks, which is also what I'm doing right now. I'm putting the pressure on, and then I am leaning into it, and I'm practicing performing under pressure. And it works. When I'm doing improv, the showcase 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I didn't really freeze that much. Okay, decrease emotional block, so what's stopping me, and then increase emotional fuel. The reason for my existence. Why am I here? What do I want? So this is the 3 steps. Everything I do is about liberation. So knowing these 3 steps allows a lot of my brain to stop thinking about those problems. Like, this is the solution. Anything that is outside of this, I can now let go of. It's like those tabs on my computer. I can turn that off because I don't need it anymore. But I still need to know what to do. And right now, these are the main quadrants: health, wealth, relationships. Today, I rest, I woke up with plenty of sleep. Fuel, I ate breakfast, I had proteins and vitamins. Clean, everything that comes off of my body, shaved, nails, hair. I brushed my teeth after food. Clean, dress. Just put on clothes, and now I'm ready for the day. Exercise, stretch, and balance. Sometime during the day I need to do some of that, and then I'm good. Now, okay. What's one step above my immediate physical health? My mental, emotional health, but also physical. If I want to increase it beyond baseline, this is just maintenance. If I want to train something special, I will need to dedicate time to do so. Or if I just want to enjoy life and I want to relax, that's healthy rewards. And should something break, like I literally break a bone, this is like fixing. Okay. Now, what's one step above mental emotional health? What if every single moment I live is a fully embodied spirituality? Whew. And I say these things just for myself, to recommit myself over and over. What would it look like to live life every single moment as a fully embodied spirituality. Well, right now, this is it, right? This moment is it. I am talking about the frameworks that will liberate us from emotional effort, from suffering, from unnecessary struggle, from conflict. And I'm doing emotional strength training. Like, that's why a live video is one of the highest leveraged activities I can do. That's why I do it over and over. And I commit myself to simply showing up. I'm not committing myself to doing well. I can't always promise that. But what I can promise is hitting the start button. So I start with what I can actually control, and I promise to do that over and over. So fully embody spirituality, and this is the spell, right? What if one day I suddenly realized, wait, every single word I have ever spoken is already poetry. Every movement that I made was already dance. And every sound I made was already song. And I chained that realization moment by moment till the end of my days, while still doing all the things that I have to do. How good would my life be? So I tell that spell over and over and over to keep myself centered on what the truth is. So, health, wealth, this is immediate wealth, including money. I imagine money like a block of ice that I'm surfing on. And any payments I need to make in the future takes out a chunk of that ice. So the more money I have, the bigger the ice blocks and the further I can slide. But the bigger my debts are, the more the payments are, the quicker it is gonna eat away at my buffers. And once I am out of ice, I am gonna trip and I'm gonna fall and then I'll be stuck. And that is the imagery for money. But where does my immediate wealth come from? My job, career, or business will refill my bank account. But what kind of job, career, and business I'm going to go into is determined by what I think and determine as my life purpose. And to get there, I go from point A, wherever I am now, to point B, wherever I want to go. Wherever that point is, I know two things. I know that I want to be financially free, so that makes me a financial Buddha. But if I help someone else become free as well, I become a financial bodhisattva. And I want to do it in a win-win-win manner. Win for me, win for my clients, win for the world. And I want to be aligned to my life purpose, because that takes me above the deficit needs line of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So I could draw that really quick here. This is my modified version of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Four down here, 3 right here, and 2. That's how I remember it. Health, at the very bottom, is physical safety. Next one above that, to guarantee the safety to tomorrow and the day after, is financial safety. I can afford rent, food, a gym membership. So physical safety, financial safety, and then one above that, life without any people or relationships become utterly hollow. So love and belonging. However, I think we all know somebody who maybe seems to have it all. They have a great job that pays a lot. They're generally physically healthy and they have a great family. However, if they hate their job, nobody would say that that person is self-actualized, right? So the one thing that would still be remaining, even if you have health, wealth, and relationship, is your life purpose. And if you have that, you rise above this line called the deficit needs line. All right, imagine you're doing what you love, what you feel like you're put on this earth to do. You're getting paid well for it. You have good physical health, and you have an amazing relationship life. That is a life worth living, a goal worth reaching for. And then what do people do after they've kind of made it, you know? Let's say somebody built a big company and they sold it, like they worked really hard, okay? Then what do? Well, they go vacation, you know, because they've earned it. So then people do fun and R&R. But really, you know, there's only so many beaches you can go to, so many planes you can fly. After a while, life is going to feel rather hollow. So then what do people do? Well, they either do art or invest in art, or they either do or invest in science. Or they work on themselves, self-actualization, or they try to play the biggest game possible, collective actualization. However, a lot of people try to play this game without solidifying everything else underneath it. And so it becomes a tower, right? A very skinny tower that has no foundations, and anything that blows on it is just going to topple over really easily. Okay? So that's why health, wealth, relationship is so critical. This is the proof, you know, like a math proof of why health, wealth, relationships. And then, if you get your wealth from your life purpose, boom, you've gone above the deficit needs line, and now life is amazing. And that's what I'm going for too. What I'm missing is mostly financial. I'm working on that. So this is just where I'm at. My goal is to be completely open without compromising safety, to be as open as I possibly can, and to show what's on my inside outside. The process of me climbing my way out of this deep emotional hole that I have found myself incarnating into in this one moment. Okay, so that's health, wealth, relationships. If you get your wealth from your life purpose, what you determine as your life purpose will determine what kind of jobs, business, and career you go into, which will determine how well it refills your bank account, which will determine how well you can pay for all the other stuff in life, including supporting our families and the world. So it is all in alignment. I've had the financial shadow of thinking sales is wrong because I've been sold things that I don't need. And now, because of that shadow, it limits me from doing my own life purpose. So now I am facing that shadow directly head on. Okay? Whew. Alright. Effortless peak performance does not mean speed. It can, but it doesn't. And now I'm just saying words. I hear myself. Okay, come back to relationships. Let's finish this up. At the lowest tier, I follow the 3 rules. Do not initiate harm. Self-defense is okay. Do not make it easy for others to harm you. Lock the doors, if it's a sketchy neighborhood, don't put valuables in plain sight, etc. Take basic precautions. And don't use threats as a tool. And emotionally, I say no to, well, at first I say yes to responsibility, but no to blame, shame, or guilt trips. Nope. No to emotional violence towards me, and no to emotional violence for me to do towards others, including myself. Then, okay, so these are my close relationships that I'm going to maintain. Where do my close relationships come from? My community. And there's 3 types of communities. Social communities, social clubs, just for fun, playing chess club or something. Business communities, we help each other with business. And causes. It doesn't make money, but it needs to be done, and it's not purely just social. So these are the 3 types of communities. And relationships on the highest tier is very interesting, because here is what I believe. You've all heard people say, oh, we're all one. I like to believe it's all me. All my own challenges are all me. I don't project it onto anyone else. Yes, other people exist, but my own beliefs, my own judgments of them, that's all me. I don't blame anyone else. We're all family already. But just because we're family doesn't mean we like each other. But it just means we have to coexist. Right? And I believe we are all Buddhas already. I don't need to change anyone. I don't need to fix anyone. There's nothing wrong, including my attempts to play this game fully. There's nothing wrong with that either. Okay. But just because I think this way doesn't mean everyone else is going to think this way. So I still need to remember basic self-defense. If I'm walking down the street, just basic situational awareness. and community self-defense. I want to keep an eye out for my community, right? Also, the kind of people that come and stay in my life or leaves it will be determined by how well I maintain my boundaries. So my boundaries are both my yeses and my nos, and how well I attune to my own inner hurt. So I'm not chasing other people to fix what I feel like is wrong in me. I take care of that. It is my responsibility, my inner parent. Then, all judgments are self-judgments. So I use my judgments of other people to extrapolate what is in my emotional shadow that has me judging people this way. It's not always bad, it's just sometimes it's just my standards, right? But it still only pertains to me, not about the other person. Okay? So that is relationships on the highest tier. I can extrapolate this outwards into the inner parent child adult framework. The adult is last because it has the last say. Do I put on my seatbelts? Do I brush my teeth? Yes. Not up for debate. If the child can trust the adult to maintain any, if, let's say the inner child can throw a tantrum. If it can trust the adults to minimize any physical effects in the world, and it can trust the inner parent to support it, then this child can become utterly free and expand and feel its emotions, and the inner parent will slide in there to guide it with universal love and guidance. So that's the inner parent child adult paradigm. Whew. I'm feeling kind of warm at 77. Okay. So right now, I'm resetting because I feel myself floating. I'm letting go of emotional effort. When I don't know what to do, I drop back to right here. I have forgotten the practice of letting go of emotional effort. I don't always know how, but it's definitely there. So, to come back to effortless peak performance, I'm training this at all times. And when I have the live video on, this is pretty much a meditation. Without the live video, my mind wanders really quickly. So this activates my social brain, the brain that monitors myself, and I use that effort to recommit to everything I'm drawing here. Okay, playing full out, effortless emergence. Let's keep going. Okay. What I do need to do is to do this. Create my business, my online business. Okay. Know what to do and do it. That's the next step. That's where I'm at right now. I have the entire framework. I have this. I'm still working on pulling everything together, having a delivery vehicle like a book or an online course, but that's going to take a while. So I'm going to work on creating income in the meantime. And while I'm doing that, I can also eventually turn all this into part of that income as well. So everything is now aligned. I just have to go do it. I've gotten some courses and I just have to follow along and do it. And I'm feeling all the emotional blocks. So it would be kind of maybe here. Interesting if I could just use this one map. But I have another map. Actually, it's already this map. It is this map expanded to this. Going towards my life mission, A to B. 1, 2, 3, 4 crevasses, and the fifth if I go too fast. This is the emotional C. And so, as I'm going towards my life goal, I can fall into one of these 4 crevasses. The current one that I'm in is either fear and overwhelm. I'm reaching for the courses and I just don't do them. I put on a video, I do other things. I don't make myself wrong. I just notice which level I'm in and I'm hitting it and I'm going to gently push through it. I know it feels bad. I know everything in my being is telling me to go the other way. But I know that this is the direction I need to go. Everything here is a logical proof of why this is what I need to be doing next, is creating my online course and generating revenue so I can support everything, because it goes to right here. It's also why I feel so unstable, because I'm dependent on other people's finances, and should anything happen to that, everything collapses. So I want to take this under my own wing, and I want to be able to support others through my own effort, through systems that don't require my time, that keeps selling on its own. That's the sweet spot that I'm so excited about. And then I know where I'm getting stuck. I'm getting stuck in both fear and overwhelm. It's like, oh, I've tried this so many times before and it's not going to work. It's going to work. I've mapped it out, know what to do. And I'm not quite doing it, so I'm working on my emotional blocks and emotional fuel. Okay. That's basically all the frames I need right now. I have my emotional hole that I fall into, but I could draw that. Okay. I imagine a superhero landing back into my life from nothingness. I drop into an MMO, massive multiplayer on Earth. My strategy is MMA, moment by moment awareness. And then the emotional C, this is what I need to do most days, is my routines, whether I feel like them or not. Then I have free time, invest in that well, and then I reward myself at the end. If not, it is because I've fallen into the emotional C and I've activated my trauma shields and I'm watching a show to keep the feelings at bay. I'm scrolling Facebook, I'm playing video games, and then I'm stuck here in pleasure. Looking forward is pain, so of course I'm stuck. So I can either do emotional strength training and dive into the sea intentionally and feel it and then transmute it. So this is the emotional game. The emotional game. Okay. Or I am in this submarine and I know things will feel bad and sometimes things feel really good, and either way I am focused on resting in action, letting go of emotional effort, And bad days simply charge me up for a better tomorrow. On good days, I'm just going to enjoy it because it doesn't always last forever. So this is the emotional battery that charges up whenever I go feel up and down, so it kind of smooths out my ride overall. As long as I keep training every single day, I make small improvements. Even though if I have daily ups and downs, I am improving on an exponential level because I'm focused on things that compound both daily. This is the daily loop, you know, and the moment by moment awareness in every single moment. And any improvements I make in that compounds here and in here, and any improvements here compounds together. That's why it is tilting my entire life upwards, even when my day to day or week to week is often up and down. My overall trajectory is upwards. It can't help it. You know, the more I train in meditation, the more I train in focus, the more I train in memory, active meditation, the more the little subtle things get, the more I realize which reality I'm in. R1, 2, 3. I can come back to reality 1 and start playing this game instead of someone else's game. So then I know what to do, and doing it, I'm converting time to value I can save. Converting time to, this is a drop of time, to value I can save. And then I'm building my castle block by block. So that is my map to effortless peak performance at all times. And how I'm going to liberate myself and everyone that I'm working on, anyone I can reach. So that's the plan. That's what I'm working on. And I will see you all next time. Love you all.